if you've actually put on some trades in the past that have actually worked, and then all to just give it back a little bit later, then I'm going to show you a few techniques here or little mindset shifts as far as how to shift those things into more profitability. Working with people and coaching them over the last decade with option trades, I've seen kind of some of the pitfalls that people run into when it comes to transforming their profitability. Some of it could be adjusting, some of it could be mindsets, but in this case, we're going to look at actually the money side of things, the management behind the money. How does that portfolio interact? So if you don't know me, I'm Sasha, the options coach, and really I've been coaching and teaching people to trade options over the last decade or longer. So let's get started and kick things off. This is something we've ran with as far as our course goes, one of the classes that we've done called the trading buckets. And I'm going to show you a little insight on this regarding this. So I always say that you kind of need about 3 things to make trading successful. You're going to need this method or strategy, which is what most people go for. So you'll need that. You also need the money management part, which is what we're going to cover today, and also the mindset. Now, in this money management part, one of the biggest issues that people have is it comes down to actually understanding the finances behind trading. Okay, so when we look at the finances is, well, what's money coming in? Okay, so this is kind of our inputs, and then money going out. Okay, so this is money leaving. So this is kind of the positive stuff and the negative stuff. And what happens in a lot of cases with most people in trading is they go in and they do one big position and they might win it, and that's great. And then at times later, they do a few positions only to give it back, and then they lose it all. So what's happening there is the way that you're looking and operating that business, there's no structure behind it. And I want to pinpoint a few things here when we go into just trading covered calls, how we look at operating that business. And you can apply this to verticals, butterflies, iron condors, whatever the case is. I call it the trading bucket method, and we did a class on this, but I want to just show you how this works. Okay, so here's kind of what we've got as far as Disney goes, and we're looking at just trading covered calls. And what I have here is a little sheet, or call it a logbook. So I might purchase stock. And for those of you that don't know, covered calls, the way it works is you're kind of buying a real estate property. Okay, so let's call it a house. And then later you're going to sell that house for a certain dollar value. So you're getting appreciation for it. And then on top of that, every single week or month, whatever your cycle is, you get paid a premium, or in this case, kind of rental income. Now, with our options that we sell against that, we're really pre-selling the stock, and we're getting paid a premium for waiting for that stock to get to a higher prices. But nevertheless, just like in real estate, you get paid for appreciation of the stock, and you get paid for the option that you sell. So this is kind of like your rental income, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, so in here, what we've got is Disney stock, and I'm going to zoom in on this for you so you kind of get an idea of how it looks. Okay, so if you buy Disney stock and this stock, let's say, goes up, well, all is fun and fair. Well, let's say you make $500. That's great, fantastic. You won the trade. But that's not usually the problem. The problem is when you actually lose the trade. So let's say we're down $500 on Disney. So we bought 100 shares of Disney. We're down, the stock's moving down, and we're losing money on this stock. Now, the thing with options is you're selling a premium to make up that value time and time again. And what I've done is created kind of this group for Disney. So what we're doing is we're trading within this group or basket. We've got one real estate property. Now, week 1 for options, and this could be a 2-week cycle, it could be a 4-week cycle, whatever your cycle is, but let's just call it round 1. Okay, so for this round 1 that we've got for options trading, we might make $125 on Disney. Round 2, we might make $95 on that option. Now remember, after all of these rounds, we're down $500, right? But what you can see is we're chipping away a bit at this negativity. So we're down still $280. But if we go in and we add, let's just say another $110 to that position, now we're only down $170. So remember, that stock has went down. I'm losing money on the stock, but over time, I'm chipping away at that position. Now, as you continue to do this, okay, you might go into round number 4. So now we've got round number 4 in this position, and maybe we make, I don't know, another $125. So eventually you're going to get closer and closer to an actual win on the group, on the actual, business or on the property. And if we do this again, let's call it round 5. So by then, You're saying, okay, well, I made 90 bucks. Okay. If you made 90 bucks, you're now profitable $45. I know it doesn't seem like a ton, but you're back into profitability. And what you can actually do is clear the deck or clear this group. Okay. Yes, it took you maybe 6 or 7 trades to get there, but now that group or the bracket is actually done. And when we look at this, here's our Disney bracket, and we've got a $45 profit. Yes, it took a little bit of time, but remember, in this business, it's about income and expenses. And what you might have is between all of these is I've got different buckets, like, hey, this bucket or this group, I've got the Disney group, I've got a Super Batman group. I've got different groups there in different zones. And what we're trying to really do is go in and operate our business from the mindset of, hey, this group, I'm putting in $3,000. And as I lose money and make money, okay, over time, it may take me 10 trades or 10 cycles, and then I'm going to get to profitability. How am I going to get there, right? That's a business, because what you have is you have your income and expenses. That's kind of the simple part. Now in trading, your expenses are the losses and the income is what's coming in, right? Or the winners. So that's all you're really working on, and that's all you're doing. And what most people do is they kind of do a one trade, and then they do the next trade, and they do the next trade, but they don't think of it in terms of a business mindset. They don't think of it in terms of, hey, this group, I've got 3K in Disney, and this group, I might have 10K in some other stock. Okay, so, and what you'll have over time is you'll have actually multiple groups in different accounts or in different baskets. So you might have 5 of these things going at once. And it could be with verticals. It could be with covered calls. It could be with iron condors. My point in teaching this to you with just just covered calls is because it's just simple to explain, because most people will understand covered calls. But what we have is we have different iterations. Think of it like house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4. And some of them, yeah, they win, and you just buy the house and you sell the house, and it's pretty easy. This other house, maybe you bought it, it's hard to sell it. So what you do is you rent it out, and you're building income from there. And maybe you make 0 on the appreciation, but you make like $20,000 on the house. So that's all you're doing is you have multiple properties doing this. And that way capital's not tied up in any one spot. Over time, you're going to rotate this, and this might go into a whole different house, okay, because you've sold the stock or sold the property, okay? And as this one goes, then you make another house, or you get another property or a different stock. And that's all you're really doing in cycling through this business and process. But what most people do is they try to get one big house to get one big payout, and it doesn't always work, right? Diversify, spread your money, spread your capital. So this is usually what happens with traders is they don't think of it in terms of a business. They think of it in terms of a one big shot. And that's what I want to share with you in this case, because this is kind of the important part. So anyways, we do a lot of this in our classes. I just want to show you a little tip and insight from one of the classes that we just ran on this workshop. You can check it out on our website on optionsblackbelt.com, or send me a note. I'll send you maybe this template for free as well that I've got. This is just an Airtable template. You can also do the same thing in Smart Suite, Excel, whatever you like. I just find that this is easy to kind of do it. But yeah, feel free. Let me know. I'll send you this template free. It's what I got. It's just got some dummy trades in there. And other than that, enjoy. Take this for yourself and think about it. How can you set up groups and little different zones and areas for yourself? So this way it separates the cash. It separates not all of this money into this one big trade. How do you separate, hey, different divisions of your business? And, if you have a losing trade, then what are you going to do to kind of make up for it? How do you pay it off, right? If a business invests, let's say $20,000 into a machine of some sort, let's just call it screen printing or a CNC manufacturing machine of some sort. Well, how are you going to pay that off with the products that you make or the services that you offer? And that's the same thing here. We want to do the same thing. How are we going to pay off the loss on that stock or get it back? Are we going to make it back from an appreciation of the move? Are we going to get it back from the option side? Or if you're doing verticals, the same thing. Well, how many verticals will it take for me to get back to that trade to profitability? And that's what you want to think about it, because that's now thinking more strategically like a business. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Feel free to check out our classes or reach out to me if you want some free templates and other goodies, depending on your situation. I will craft it specifically for you, but just reach out. Let me know. Instagram, Facebook is pretty easy. We can reply back. YouTube, send a note through the website because YouTube comments, we can't send direct messages. Anyways, thanks again. I'll see you next time.